Already. Oh.
Right.
Okay.
First, let me share the screen with you. Right?
Yes. Visible.
Right. Okay. So, understanding harmony in nature, its interconnectedness amongst the 4 orders of nature. So, obviously, I have just told you that there are 4 orders in nature. We will just look into what they are. And the most important thing is that we all know what we will be going through today. That is what these 4
I'm sorry to interrupt you. If you can go to full screen mode.
Yeah.
That was right.
Problem. How do I do that?
At the same time, Sakar, sound is somewhat cutting, you know. So,
My sound?
no, madam.
Okay, can you hear?
Now it is
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. We can hear. So you can go by full screen mode. There's a just close this tab, ma'am. Format background. Close this tab first.
I close this tab.
The format background at the right hand side of yours in the screen. Format
Okay.
background. Yes. Go there. So at the upper side, format background.
Format background, where it is.
I cannot see all the icons here.
Left hand
Yeah.
side, Sakar.
Pause.
In the ma'am's right hand side, I guess.
Share. New share. No, my right hand side. Yeah.
Format.
Just click the F5. Do you have F5, ma'am, in your keyboard? F5.
Yeah.
You can
But
click
it's not
it once.
working. Somehow it's not working.
Okay, let it be, ma'am. Let it be.
Okay. So I hope it is visible.
It's
visible,
visible and you're
not
audible
audible.
as well, ma'am.
Okay. So I continue. Sorry for all these interruptions. So understanding the harmony in nature. This is what we are going to go through today. So we are amidst nature, right? So you see, when we talk of harmony in nature, we have to look at what nature is. We know of the 5 elements, but as we see nature around us, what we see or what we have witnessed from childhood days till whatever stage we are now is that we enjoy a lot of facilities that are given to us by nature. We enjoy the sunshine, we enjoy the rain, we enjoy the streams, the waterfalls, everything. But what do we really mean by being in harmony with nature? All that we've seen around us all through our lives till now is that there has been a lot of devastations done by nature, floods, earthquakes, and a lot of other catastrophes. Again, on the other side, we have also been trying to control some of the elements of nature, right? So at one side, we have our urge to control nature, and we have nature trying to control us. So where do we really surface when we talk about harmony in nature? You see, paradoxical relationship means there is a little bit of a contradictory relationship between the controlling factor of nature and the dominance of nature. In spite of that, we have to come to some terms with nature where we are at harmony. So to understand this, maybe we should first understand where we are. So I have shown you by this concentric elliptical diagram where at the center of everything is ourself, that is self or the person involved. And we are a part of a larger family. Our family can be our parents, our brothers and sisters, or the extended families. Then this family is a part of the society. I think you have already gone through this in your previous lessons. And the society again is a part of the universe or the globe. But of course, if the self or the person is not in harmony with the family, then that person cannot belong to that family. You see, when you stay in a family, you have these trial and errors where you have a bit of quarrels, you have emotions. They are always in this interactive phase with the other members of the family. And you come to a certain understanding or a harmonious relationship with the members of the family, and that is why you are a part of the family. The same thing happens with the family and other families in the society when they are at harmony with each other. Again, the same trial and error and the understandings and the emotions, debates, they do exist. Still, there is one working relationship between the families and the society forms where there is harmony in the society. Again, we can extend this equation in the societies and it becomes a picture of the larger globe. Okay, so when we talk of nature, it is actually an order. There are 4 basic orders of nature. Okay? One is the bio order. That, of course, consists of the plants and the trees, as I told you just before. That is, you all know this. We all know of all this. We are just putting it into certain compartments so that the understanding is better. Okay, but we all know this. We are not. It's not that we are learning something extraordinary or something out of the box. Okay. Next order is our animal order. That, of course, consists of the birds and the beasts, other animals. Then you have the physical order. That is the soil and other abstracts or other inert objects of the world. And we have the human order. Now, what I have given over here is these 4 orders. Now, let's see how these are related. One is related to the other. So when we talk, you see, these 4 orders that we just spoke of, they are all a part of nature, and this is what constitutes nature. Now, when we talk of harmony, then what we always try and do is sort out in order of our dependence on each other. Okay? So at the base level, we have the physical order, and at the highest level, we have the human order. As it's shown here, each order is dependent on the all other lower orders. It is not, the arrows are marked in such a way as if the human order is only dependent upon the physical order. No, it is dependent upon the animal order, the plant order, and the physical order. Whereas the animal order is again dependent upon the plant order, physical order. But there is interdependence of all the orders amongst themselves. If animals, the animal order, that means the plants and the other living beings, they do depend upon the human order. How? We shall take a look very shortly. Okay. Now, to understand or to be in harmony, the first and foremost thing is self-exploration. What do we really want? So that when we know and understand our own wants in society or amongst these different orders, it is then that harmony can be established. Okay, so let's first look at delve into the questions that arise in me. What do I really want? Of course, all this you can project as what do we really want to establish harmony? Harmony amongst here, in particular today we discuss harmony. So what do I really want? This one is the first question. what or who am I? When I want something, so I have to know who I am to want that particular aspect. Okay? Then how do I achieve what I want? How do I get about in achieving my desire? What do I need to explore in order to achieve? What are the things that I need to explore or go through? Then, do I have the potential to achieve that? Do I have the ability or the power or the knowledge or whatever is needed for my wanting, my desire to be fulfilled? Do I have that potential? If I do not have, then what is the lacking? What are the qualities in me that I lack? I have to do this introspection. Once I do this, again I have to go back, and in order to achieve what I am lacking, whether it is through practice or it is through some other exercises, I have to go back to the basic question again and keep on surveying and testing out myself so that I understand myself best. Okay? So when we talk of harmony in nature, let's come to the question about when do we really learn, or when do we really begin to appreciate whether we are in harmony with nature or not. When do we really start learning? Learning does not really begin in the school level. It starts as soon as you are born. Your interaction with your parents, again, when you go to this bigger picture, your family, then the society, it is all a part of the learning. And when we learn, what we keep in mind is human values, ethics, how it is delivered to us. This is how we accept. So you see, all these methods, that is how we accept or how we begin to learn, depending upon our different interactions. This is how nature and we also interact with each other. Then we also test out each other so that we reach a stage where we are at harmony with each other. Then, what is the participation of the human being in the environment? How do we really participate in conserving or being in harmony with nature? What we can do from our part is preservation. We can bring in some kind of enrichment. We can protect. We can utilize whatever nature has in store for us. Okay? Once this balance between these is disturbed, then the harmony is lost. Very recently, of course, we are still going through this phase of COVID, and we had faced a very drastic time for 2 long years. Why did it happen? Something was broken. There was something that was not in harmony with nature and the living beings and the world. Right? So this is why, because of this inharmonious existence, we had to suffer. Okay? So what our duty is preservation. We can, of course, in return, we can give nature, we can enrich nature as we get enriched ourselves. Then we can protect nature because we are also protected by nature. So it is always, each and every term that is written over here, it is always a give and take policy too. So whatever we give back to nature, we will also use. If we give nature any inharmonious or disaster, then we will also face that disaster. So it is the best to minimize these discrepancies so that we are in harmony with nature. Now, how do these orders interact? Say, the physical order, they facilitate the existence by ensuring conducive environment and maintaining its constitution. For example, constitution of the earth, the atmosphere. Once the atmospheric constitution loses its balance, we get, because of pollution, we get a lot of disaster. You know about the greenhouse gases, you know about the ozone hole, etc. So a lot of disasters are caused once the balance is lost. Then let's come to the bio-order. The facilitate the growth by ensuring conducive environment and maintaining, say, its growth. So whatever we can grow or reproduce, if that is in harmony with each other, then the growth or the bio order is preserved. Same thing goes with the animal order and of course the human order. The human order is kept in the triangle, it is kept right on top because human order takes advantage of all the other lower orders for its existence. Okay. Next, here I have just elaborated a little bit more on the physical order, that is the soil, the water, air, etc., and how they depend on each other. Okay, I will just move on a little bit. If we get the right environment, then just like a plant, it gets the right atmosphere, the right soil, the right nutrition that is provided in the soil and the air, then it can grow into a flourishing plant. The same thing happens with us human beings. Once we have the conducive atmosphere for our growth, our knowledge, we grow into significant human beings with a good personality. Okay? Now, how does harmony and nature come into the existence or of shaping us? So, can any one of you tell me how can nature shape us, shape our personality?
Right. Tell something. Students, you
Anything
speak
that
something.
comes to your mind. Anything that comes to your mind. Or are you there or are you not there? Okay, now let me ask you something. Why do you think we seek harmony? Why is it necessary?
Please open your mouth, you speak something.
Maybe
That
they are
is
not
all.
there.
That is the problem. They are hesitating to speak something.
Whatever,
That's
because
the-
I don't know any of you individually. So your video is also off.
Right,
So
right.
you just give me some answer. Anyone?
Unmuted.
Yes, someone was beginning to. Please. Why do you think we seek harmony? I mean, we can just face life day to day and finish off with each day till we finish off with our childhood, our youth, old age, and it's all over. So why do we really seek harmony? What is need? Why do we want to achieve something? For example, you have been admitted to your degree courses Why do you need the degree? Why are you doing this? Because your parents wanted you? Yes, somebody is saying something. You're doing it.
Mhm.
I did it. Why? I can tell you. That is, I needed a degree so that I could earn my own living. Okay. One of the points, that is, I could earn my own bread. Why do I need to earn my own bread? So that I can survive. Why do I need to survive? Is it that only I can take from nature and survive? Or is there any aspect of my giving back to nature? In the whole process, have I ever given back anything to nature? I take a lot of things from nature. I take the sunshine, I take the rain, that is the water, I use its water, I use the soil, I build my house, I stay over there. What do I give back to nature? Anything? Anything that I give back to nature? Nothing. Or maybe I don't realize that I should give back, or I realize that what I give back, I don't know. Or maybe there is really nothing that I give back to nature. No answer.
No answer. There is the problem. They are not actually. They can, if they start to speak, they will start. They will speak. That is the problem. Every time you are telling that speak something, what you have learned. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever.
I can hear some voices.
আর দিতে হবে না, পাস করলেই হচ্ছে।
So Swadish sir, I think even last year we faced the same thing, right?
Right.
Universal human value classes.
Right.
So instead of having it online,
Right.
if we will
Good evening, ma'am.
You'll have to. You'll have to.
Can you hear me?
You'll have to actually think about that, because because it is a problem to accommodate all the students in a auditorium or anywhere. That is why the online classes is being done. So otherwise, if the students actually have told the right thing, the students actually last year I have seen so many interactions were there, but this year I've seen I and Majis are also telling several times. So what you have, I couldn't understand whether they are listening properly or not, whether how much they have learned, what the concepts they are gathering. So that is the problem, That is why we always, every day I'm telling you, must have some response. That is why on Sunday, there is a feedback session. I told you name by name, okay, I calling them. I said, please speak something, So what is your opinion regarding this? So otherwise the speaker is speaking something very clearly, explicitly, whether how much it is accepted by them, and what is the actual synopsis that they are taking. This is the main thing. So your session, you have to find out whether someone is has written, ma'am, we conserve many species by preserving their. Okay, I think someone has written Saksor. Someone has written one question, you see.
Okay, so please read out, because I am not able to see
Right.
Chat. Yes, there are two chats here. Ma'am,
Yes, I'm telling, ma'am, we
conserve many species by preserving their genes in cryobiology laboratories.
Okay.
But that you do because you are a student of bioscience, maybe. Okay. So what contribution does your friend or your parents have? What do you think how do they contribute to nature? You told me something very specific. Yes, agree. Very good. But your day-to-day life, how do you conserve nature? Do you conserve nature at all? Or if it is not conserve nature, what do you give back to nature? Do you give back anything to nature at all?
Right.
We purchase carbon credits. Okay. Can you please tell me what that is?
Right.
What is that?
Ma'am, it's basically, I think it's a type of a license where we can possibly how much carbon we can emit,
Okay.
or
Yeah.
permitted to emit.
Right.
Uh,
Yes.
okay.
So how do we really conserve it, or how do we, if it is crossing the limits, how do we keep to the limits? What do we do?
Ma'am, by purchasing carbon credits, this amount is conserved and used to modify the technologies of many nations so that they stop emitting carbon. They are able to reduce their carbon emissions.
Okay.
Right. So can you tell me what some revolutionary steps were taken to reduce this atmospheric pollution? It's not
Ma'am,
carbon.
ma'am, this
Let me 1 minute. Let me just finish. When we run our vehicles, one
Okay.
revolutionary step was taken. What was that? That is the oil that we use, right? So it emits, it adds to what in the nature? It adds to a lot of carbon dioxide. What else? Nowadays, what we use is unleaded petrol, right? It is expensive, but initially the petrol that was used gave off a lot of lead, added to the lead in the atmosphere. So this is one of the contribution of science. That is, we are now using unleaded. You've been to the petrol pumps. Okay, so if you
Yes.
fill your car, you see it's always written unleaded petrol. This is what we use. So this is how we are conserving or avoiding pollution. Can anyone else give me any other example? How we are saving nature? Any other example?
Any other example? Right. You
Ma'am, there's a concept called carpooling. In that carpooling, like we basically
Very
take
good. Yes.
the buses. We prefer more of a public
Public
transport
conveyance. Yes.
than
Instead
going
of
by private vehicles.
Yeah.
Yes, or short distance and all. So that's carpooling also can be a good
So
method of.
again, it is again related to a consumption of petrol and, of course,
Yes, ma'am.
less of burning. Any other?
Someone has written digitalization saves paperwork. It is one kind of
Yes.
conservation, you know.
Paper is also
Right.
actually here. I think we can quote JIS University because
Right.
we are always trying to go paperless. That means most of it is through our soft copies. That is what we say. So we have less of printouts, less of hard copies for transaction. So this is how we save paper. Save paper, that means we use less paper. Paper is made from cutting down of trees. So we have less destruction of nature. And of course, this is another way of preserving nature. Right? But you see, there is a fallacy over here. If you have noticed or if you have given it a thought, nowadays, another issue is the use of plastic. Right? So plastic is causing a lot of harm to nature. So instead of using plastic bags, again, the advice is to use paper bags or fabric, some kind of fabric for carrying our commodities. Yes. Again, when we are talking of reducing the use of plastic, again, we are indirectly talking of using of paper. So we have to, so we have to get out of this loop and think of some other means of or some other mode of replacing paper so that we can conserve nature. Right. So what can we do? What about fabric? Fabric is made of what? You have cotton fabric. So that means it is taken from some naturally grown, cotton grows naturally. From that, we make thread and make the fabric. Again, we use some polymers to make some other fabric. So when we use fabric, are we really conserving nature, or are we helping in any conservation, or are we destroying? If we use paper, we are destroying nature. If we use any fabric, are we destroying or helping in conservation? Planting trees, recycling, reusing. Somebody has written in the chat box. Yes. Recycling and reusing, of course.
Right.
That is how we conserve nature also. Any other example? Another very important thing is how we can conserve nature is by developing some good habits, right? So as I told you, plastics, they do destroy nature. They do destroy the soil, and they do not, what do plastics do? They block the pore spaces in the soil, and there is, if there is a water logging or in any area, you'll see that a lot of plastics cause this water logging. So we are destroying nature. So what is the good habit that we can develop? That is, we can collect and put the plastic in such a place so that it does not get strewn around. So it starts with our throwing the sweet wrapper in the dustbin. It is as small as that, as small a habit as that. It can develop into a bigger mission, right? Now, can you tell me this use of, I am just swaying a little bit from what I had planned because I just want you to interact. That is, can you tell me that this use of plastic that clogs the drains or clogs the pore spaces, can it be put into any other good use? One side, it is the destruction. So can it be put into any other good use? The use of plastics that may clog a portion of drainage or that can block pore spaces. Can this be put into any good use? This character of plastic? Or is it that it always causes harm? Or let's go to some absolutely different aspect. That is, say we have waterfalls. Sometimes it's very beautiful. We go for it adds to the scenery. Very nice. But when there is a catastrophe, there's a lot of energy released. It does a lot of harm. Can we utilize this into something positive? If there are strong winds blowing, it can do a lot of harm. But can we put this into something positive? So if I frame my question in another way, so there are forces in nature which can cause a lot of catastrophe. But is there any way in which we can put this energy into good use in favor of our survival? Or is it that we will always have to face disasters and perish? No? So you see, unless and until we are able to interact, control, nature will always dominate us. We will have to put the energies of nature, channelize the energies of nature for our benefit, not by any destructive method, but by being in harmony with nature. Only then nature is going to be useful to us and we will be useful to nature. So I asked you a question, can you tell me? Is there any way in which we can channelize the forces of nature? What are the forces of nature? Let's come to something basic.
Right.
What are the forces of nature? No?
A good question. You tell us on the gravity. Someone has written the gravity, okay?
Of course. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any other?
Nuclear, gravity, electrostatic, okay? Gravity, nuclear, gravity, and right. Electromagnetism, okay?
Electromagnetism. Yes.
Right. These are the force of nature, you know.
Yes.
Tidal energy, okay?
Yes, very good. Tidal energy.
Why not solar energy? You should speak someone.
What about the sun?
Right.
That is what brings about the day.
Right.
Yeah. So solar energy, how can we channelize solar energy? There are places where there is hardly any sunshine throughout the day. But we, especially in India, we get a lot of sunshine. So have we ever used this solar energy for our benefit?
Right. And one thing, someone has written low pressure and high pressure, okay, in weather conditions. Someone has written low pressure and high pressure, okay.
Geothermal energy, somebody has written tidal energy, geothermal energy. Yes, these are some of the forces of nature. Okay, energy of nature. But tell me, have we utilized solar energy for anything? Except for drying our clothes. Roads should be constructed of hard solar panels. What does this mean? Absorbing.
Right.
Yes, yes. So Chittaranjan locomotive is a yes, okay, but why don't you talk about the solar cells that are used in our day-to-day life? I think you have seen the smallest of solar cell you've seen in your calculators. Some calculators, they use a small solar cell, and it gets charged if you keep it in the sun for some time, and you can use it. It has no battery. Have you ever seen such calculators? It was there quite some time back now. Of course, there are a lot of batteries used. You have solar panels. If you go to our university, in the next adjacent building, in the roof, you'll see a lot of solar panels. So what are they used for? Have you seen street lights or street lamps being lit by solar cells, solar panels, right? Used for water heating, yes. Traffic lights, very good. So this is one way in which we can use solar energy, right? What about your other energies? So you keep investigating and you find out what are the different kinds of energies of nature that we use in our day-to-day life, right? And how do we contribute to nature? These are the two questions that I'm leaving for you today. And before, of course, I think the time is running out. So before I end, I will just post this quote to you. You can go through this. This quote written by Einstein. It is 100 times every day I remind myself that my inner and outer life depend on the labors of other men. Here you can replace labors of other men by forces of nature or by nature. So they depend on the labors of other men, living and dead, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the same measure as I have received and am still receiving. So you get a lot from nature, and how do you give back to nature? How can we give back to nature? So, attendance sheet for today. Oh,
Hey, Hotel says, Sakshar, will you give the attendance sheet or no? Sakshar, hello. Attendance.
Yes, sir.
Just to give the attendance sheet, then the.
Okay, sir.
Okay. One thing I'm telling you, just.
so how is this attendance sheet?
Please mute.
How is this attendance sheet given, sir?
Attendance, actually, there will be link will be given, and they will every day Sakshar or the Majisar is giving that, and that will be recorded, you know.
Okay. So basically, this is
Oh, yeah, this
exactly what
link has
they. This is exactly what they wait for.
Okay. Right. One thing I'm telling you several times, I'm giving you one thing. Every Sunday, what Madam has explained today, on Sunday, every day, that's why there is a feedback session. We have arranged it. So we want to get something feedback from you. On the basis of the lecture that has been discussed or explained or delivered on Wednesday. So today's lecture is very nice, very interesting. Why these students are not, so many students are not reacting or the interacting. There is the main question. The actually human is the major component of our nature, you know. So one thing, there is a contradiction between nature and the human. What? Now, for the development of our human society, of our development of our social system, some requirement which is after fulfilling the requirement, it is somewhat harmful. Suppose for the urbanization, cutting trees is required, but when it is cutting, the lack of oxygen affect us. So that is how can we balance it. So Madam has explained how we balance the plantation is essential at the same time. And another way, how can we minimize our requirement, and also another way to keep the harmonize. Actually, harmony, there is a balancing our requirement and this and restore our nature. So another thing, the alternative source. How can we to avoid the negative effect of such things, you know. Carbon, actually, car is required for our development, for our modern society. So you can avoid car. So how can you minimize our use of carbon, producing carbon? Okay. So the battery and etc. So similarly, regarding the energy, electrical or thermal power, or the atomic power also, it has some negative side, but we can avoid it. So how can we minimize it? At the same time, how we'll have to search the alternative source. Alternative sources are tidal, co-location energy, solar energy, and so many research are going on with the alternative source of energy. So one thing, they how to minimize our requirement. At the same time, it is required also to for our development. So alternative source is required. So balancing these two, our requirement to fulfill our requirement, something is required. At the same time, how can we use other source to reduce our destruction of nature? So this balancing is it tends to the harmony of the nature with the human being. I think that has been told, or Madam given very simple example. So we expect some more feedback from the students, more interaction from the students. Okay, so someone is someone, Madam, one question has been written.
Questions that you gave for our homework. Okay.
Okay. So this is homework. No? Okay. So
one question is, in our day-to-day life, how are we giving back? We are using a lot from nature, right? So what is our contribution to nature? This is one question.
Okay.
And there was another question, that is, how can we use, or in what ways can we use the powers of nature or the elements of nature for our benefit? Okay.
I think you have written the questions, 2 questions, and next day, first these 2 questions, the answer will be discussed, and you'll have to speak. So then next portion of Madam will explain. Okay. And Sunday, naturally, we have another session, at 4 p.m. So we'll be present. So there is for the students will speak. So every Sunday we are asking, or actually one by one asking, one student by, just from the joining. I call someone, have to speak something. So voluntary, we expect some voluntary speaking. So why they are not saying? We expect some. Already it was written by Madam, the question you write it. How do we contribute to the preservation of nature?
I have just put in the question.
Okay.
And how?
Write those questions. You'll be ready. You'll have to prepare for answer of these 2 questions, Yeah, second question. Sir, we are unable to give our attendance. Okay. Why? Sir, what? Some student is telling that we are unable to give our
Yes,
attendance.
sir. What they're doing, yes, sir. I switched off the attendance sheet because here in the Zoom meeting, only 40, 47, 50 students are there. In in the YouTube, 25, 23s are watching now, like from the beginning. But already what they're doing, they're shared the attendance sheet in their personal group, and right now the responses are 107.
Okay.
So that's why I had to switch off the attendance sheet. I'm sorry, but I won't switch on it, because what they're doing, they're sharing it with their friends, and those who are not attending at all, they're also filling up the attendance sheet and just letting us know that they're attending, but which is not true. That's why.
Right. What is the solution of it? What will you do?
Sir, can I speak for just 2 minutes?
You must speak. What's your name?
Sir, my name is Ankita Chakraborty. I'm from BA department.
What the problem? You
Sir,
speak.
actually, I was there in the class, but I was having some problem in my phone. But I didn't share any link to the class. But now I am not been able to. I saw the link just now, and while giving the attendance, I am not been able to give it. So, sir, what's my fault? I am not able to understand
So
that.
it's not your fault. I don't know it's whose fault it is, but it's being shared by your friends, maybe from your department, maybe from other department. And the first thing is that this is not the time I have given the attendance sheet. It's been like at least 5 minutes I have given you the attendance. Right now you are saying maybe you are not attentive that time, right? So what can we do? Like if I'm switching it on right now, then other students who have shared, maybe you not you, other students who have shared without their friends, they will again start giving the attendance. What can we do?
You didn't join at the beginning. Just you have joined.
No,
Okay.
sir, I was from the beginning only, but now I was going to give my attendance just because my network was not there. So I came and I switched on my my Wi-Fi connection once again, and then I was going to give the attendance, but I was not being able to. So that is the reason I just.
Okay. Sorry, you
So
can be
you
considered.
see, the thing is,
I have just switched on Ankita. I just have switched on the attendance sheet. Just give it within a minute.
Okay,
Within a
thank you
minute,
so much, sir.
Okay, do it.
so there's some inharmony there.
Right. It is also an example of harmony. Okay.
No, we have to
Giving.
think of some other way of conducting the class. Because, since it is compulsory and attendance and passing in the exam is compulsory.
And also compulsory, everyone must have to pass. Okay, 50% marks he'll have to score. So otherwise, he'll not get, he or she will not get the certificate or mark sheet. So at which already we have told it previously. So that is why we expect attendance is a vital thing. But this Saswa is telling another thing. Someone is just coming for attendance for 5 minutes. It is not wanted. Okay.
Right. So we have to really think of
Okay. Saswa sir, I think it has been done. Or will you wait a little bit?
No, sir, it's done.
it's
Done. Okay. Thank you. I'm telling you. I'm telling again to all the students, you should join the class on time. And another thing is that you must interact with us, mainly the speaker who is speaking. So
Excuse me, sir. Sir, sorry for interrupting. Sir, group पे तो कोनो attendance से link नहीं sir. YouTube पे link আছে तो.
someone has Saksar, he's telling that it is in YouTube only, not in.
So can you see the chat? Roshni, I think Roshni Khatun.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rosnia.
Yes, sir.
Can you
yes,
see the
sir.
chat?
Yes, I can see the chat, sir.
So can you see the link?
Yeah. Thank you.
Then why you're without seeing why you're saying that it's not there?
Okay.
No,
You
no,
should
sir.
see.
Actually,
It is not maybe in your group, maybe some other department's group. I'm not specifying any department. Any of the students are sharing. Otherwise, in Zoom meeting, only 45, 47 students are joining. Right now, the attendance sheet has got the response of 113.
No, sir. I was there from starting only, but you attendance वाला link ना chat में नहीं देगा क्योंकि मुझे लगा कि वो WhatsApp वाले group में आता है इसीलिए.
So that means this is the first time you have joined this UHV
No,
class.
no, sir. No, sir. आप सर से पूछिए SRS सर से सर. हाँ, मैंने बहुत पहले से ही किया है, but मुझे attendance का last class कल ही मेरा miss हो गया था, because sir
पहले भी तो chat पे ही मिलता है attendance. वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ. मैंने भी दिया है, माजी सर भी देते हैं, मैंने भी दिया है. तो फिर वो सारे क्लास तुमने शायद ज्वाइन नहीं किया है, इसीलिए तुम्हें कंफ्यूजन हुआ है.
पहले से आप देख लीजिएगा, बहुत पहले से मैंने
Anyway, give your attendance. You have given your attendance, right, Roshni?
No, सर आज का तो अटेंडेंस नहीं है, लास्ट वाला तो मैंने अटेंड ही नहीं किया था क्योंकि सर मेरी
आज का दे दिया है ना?
हाँ नहीं, यहाँ पे मैं लिंक पे जा रही हूँ ना, यहाँ पे अटेंडेंस शीट, यहाँ तो कुछ फॉर्म फिलअप का आ रहा है, दिस फॉर्म शीट इज नो लॉन्गर एक्सेप्टिंग।
हाँ, because again I switched it off. So give your attendance on the next day, okay? Thank you.
लेकिन सर पता है सर, आप माजी सर आप गलत समझ रहे हैं, संडे के दिन भी कोई नहीं था ना, तो आई वाज देयर एंड 10 people also.
Acha, okay.
1 minute. The
Okay, okay.
question boils down to what do I really want? What is lacking? How do I achieve? So you
Okay, okay.
नो
Give
आवर
it.
एचओडी नो सर। सर रोशनी आपको पता है ना सर, मैंने आपके पहले से ही क्लासेस अटेंड किए, माजी सर गलत समझ रहे कि मैंने अटेंडेंस नहीं लिए, पहले का हो सकता है मैंने थोड़ा साउंड वॉल्यूम कम कर दिया, इसीलिए अटेंडेंस के बारे में मुझे नहीं पता चला।
No, Maji sir is replaced by Sakso sir. So
Oh, अच्छा,
he is
sorry.
taking the attendance, you know. So, okay.
तो सर अटेंडेंस आज का नहीं मिलेगा क्या?
No, already it's given. Why not? Actually, it has been taken off. Okay. So, as because it isn't given only for 2 or 3 minutes or 5 minutes, I think. So, as because you are not there, that is why it does not mean all the other students have given their attendance. That is why. Okay. So
Actually I joined at like 3:30 7:34 7:34 में मैंने ज्वाइन किया था सर, इसीलिए शायद लेट हो गया।
अच्छा, Rohit Mitro, someone written it.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. I unable to give my attendance, sir. I
Okay,
joined
okay.
in 7:30, but still I unable to give the attendance.
The same for me also 7:34. Seriously, sir, I'm not
Sir,
lying.
give me some
7:34
time to
मैंने
give
भी join
attendance. to
Okay,
fill up the
students,
form.
just a moment. Students, just a moment. When Mono ma'am were continuously saying, say something, discuss with us, your audio was not on. Right now, during the attendance,
Very good.
just
It is
switching
very
it
good
on and you are
question.
saying.
Very
So
good
there will be
question.
no,
Right,
the
right.
link will not be open for this time. That's for sure. So do not like keep on saying us, because I have already did it.
Right.
We have got
Right.
113 responses. In the Zoom meeting, only we had 47, 48 students.
Right.
Now, can you
Except one or two, no one opened their mouth.
So, sir, what they're doing, they have joined, maybe they have joined at 7:30, but what they're doing, they're keeping their phone aside and they're doing their work, like whatever they're doing. And at the time of attendance, they know that it takes around 1 hour of the class. That time they're coming back and saying that, sir, I could not give the attendance.
I agree with you. I agree. I agree with your point.
बात सुनिए सर।
Roshni, can you please stop?
No sir, I attended the class last time also, लेकिन क्योंकि ना मैं
अभी मैं switch on नहीं करूँगा रोशनी, so please stop, please. Okay.
Roshni, why you have not told any question or any interaction? Ma'am is asking several times. I have already told several times to speak something. Why you didn't
मैं
speak?
टेक्निक दिलवाने गई थी, इसीलिए शायद मैंने मिस कर दिया।
No, I have not for today only. I have told several times. Speak something. Okay. Last day I have told. Today I am telling, and madam is asking for response. So you didn't tell a single word. So Sakso sir has told very nice point, you know. So you are shouting, you are actually opening your mouth. But at the time when madam or we are asking something, you didn't speak or didn't unmute and speak not a single word. It is very unfortunate, you know. Why? After I think half an hour, ma'am is asking several way, gives some example, gives or tells something, but you didn't speak. I think there is also my doubt also, no, it is sure that you have just started to open your system and you are doing another work, or you are not there also, you are working in your home, and just at the time of completion, you have come and you are asking the attendance. It is right. It is not wanted. Okay, he has done perfect thing, you know. Why? Okay, thank you. On
Sir,
Sunday,
should we conclude the session then?
Okay, and Sunday you have to join at 4. Okay.
And
Thank you.
next class, next Wednesday, we'll continue with the second part.
Okay.
And on
Madam,
Wednesday again, we'll have the answers to the questions.
Okay.